Welcome to the San Antonio Realty Pros podcast, where your host, David Karras and Stephen Randolph, dispel real estate myths and take you through the real estate buying and selling process with tons of tips, tricks, and life hacks when it comes down to the most important decision most people will ever make. All right, so today's brand new episode is going to be topicked how. What are we talking about?
Oh, we're going to talk about how to remodel your kitchen on a budget.
You know the kitchen's like the most expensive part, right?
That's why we're going to do it on a budget. All right. So
there's no way you can make that cheap.
You can
prove me wrong.
I'm going to prove you wrong. All right. I said on a budget. I didn't say on a penny.
Okay.
All right. So I just recently went through a kitchen remodel, and my wife does not know what the word budget means.
Okay.
So I'm going to
help.
help.
I've seen that kitchen. It's ridiculous.
I'm going to help you with your keeping your kitchen remodeled on a budget. And we're going to start with the cabinets. We'll work down to the counters. We'll work down to the floors. All right, and then some accessorizing or whatever. So the cabinets. If your cabinets, let's say you buy an older home, right? Mm-hmm. Those cabinets are probably pretty sturdy because, you know, in the 60s, 70s, 80s,
it's all wood.
They took pride in their work,
mm-hmm.
right? They didn't have all this manufactured
pressed
garbage and stuff. Yeah. So maybe the cabinet doors, they look ugly, but the frame is good.
Yeah.
Maybe you could take out some cheap wood, get some 1x2, mm-hmm. cut it out, put some 45-degree angles on there, and trim them out onto the old doors.
Okay.
Give it a little bit of texture. So it's
just like a plain, you're talking about...
Yeah, so if it's just
plain panel door.
Yeah.
With a knob on it.
Door, if it's got a knob or a little ugly black wrought iron looking handle.
Yeah.
Take that off.
A little freshen up.
Yeah, trim up
frame it out.
And 1x2s are cheap. You can get a 1x2x8 for like $2 at Lowe's.
Well, they've got some really nice decorative trim pieces now for stuff like that too, you know?
Right.
So I could see where you're going with that. That actually is a good idea. You could just take that existing door and do some trimming around the edges.
Yeah. You know, it's cheap.
New knobs.
And then you paint it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the number one key.
Paint it white or gray. Right? Preferably white. The white's going to make it look stand out more, right?
Yeah.
You work on the floor and the countertop as being gray. But if you paint them white, you pop some little trim on there, you kind of resurface them, right?
Okay.
So if you can do 2 cabinets for $2 and you have 10 cabinets or 20 cabinets, right? You're at $40, $20, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Pretty easy remodel, right? You buy some paint, you know, even if you got a gallon of paint, that's $40. So you can redo your cabinets for like $100.
Do you think it's a good idea to do it that way too? I mean, what also about what's your thoughts on these new companies that come out, like the cabinets or what is it?
Yeah, the people that come out and
Closet Maids or whatever.
Yeah, they'll put all new doors on your cabinets and stuff like that. Yeah, that's not on a budget.
You think they're more expensive than trying to do it yourself?
Yeah,
like for the look.
Yeah, I do. But if you're not handy,
well, that's true. You probably don't have an option if you're not a handy guy.
So if you're handy or you have a handy friend, like I have a handy friend, like you.
Yeah.
So you know we've done some stuff together.
Handy.
Yeah, you're pretty handy. So pizza and a beer.
Yeah, right? I like that.
So
you saw that guy that lived he's like 115 years old. It's like drinking Coors Light was like the way he stayed alive so long.
Well, I don't know about Coors Light's like water, but that's a different podcast anyway. So you know, shot fired. So if you have a friend that's handy and has all the tools, talk to him. Hey, maybe I can throw you some money. You can come off on the weekend and help me out. You can make some money. I can save some money. It's a win-win situation. All right, so you can do the cabinets, right? You paint them, put some 1x2 trim on there or something, or maybe the cabinets are good, and you just paint them, and you add some kind of decorative knob or handle to them, and then that way they're spruced up that way.
Yeah, because on your cabinets, you liked the way the cabinets looked. They were just the wrong color.
Yeah, they were dark.
Yeah,
they were like the dark color and
dark wood.
It just seemed
made them look small for one.
So
made the kitchen kind of look
it just
smaller.
the brighter a room is, the bigger it's going to feel.
Yeah.
And as soon as I painted those cabinets white and put gray countertops on and got new flooring in, the whole entire area, it just looks like 20 times bigger. It's insane.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
So there's your cabinets. Let's look at countertops.
Now, you can go really crazy on countertops.
Yeah. So let's talk countertops. Let's say you have Formica.
And what is Formica for the people who don't know what
Formica is fake material, right? It's just got like a laminate coating on top of
it.
It's like some press board
of countertops.
Yeah, it's that stuff that looks like granite, like far away, but when you're up close, you're like you tap on it, it's got a wood sound.
Yeah,
right.
So that's plastic.
It's fanit. It's fake granite.
Yeah.
So let's say you have Formica, but you can't afford to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of the hobby shops that have like this acrylic paint that you can paint on it, so you can repaint it. And it'll have kind of like the swirls and things like that to make it look like quartz or granite.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen it done very terribly. I walked into a house. I showed a house a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to tell you something. If you think you're going to try to do this DIY, and you're doing it for a flip or something like that, leave the countertops alone, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to make it lose value if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, if you're not handy.
It looked terrible. And I was like, those are ruined now. You're going to have to rip them out. They probably look better with just the linoleum top, the plastic Formica stuff that was on there. It was terrible.
Yeah, if you're not handy.
You just devalued your house.
And you've watched a YouTube video?
Yeah.
That doesn't make you a certified anything. Mm-mm. It means you've watched a video.
Yep. YouTube certified.
Myself included. I've watched some stuff and I'm like, oh, I can do that. And then I go and get into it and I'm like, WTF.
Disaster.
I'm like, now I'm on the phone having to pay a professional to come fix what I messed up and then fix what needed to be done too.
Yep.
So you can pull the Formica out and you can pour some concrete countertops in.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's really cool looking.
So you can dye the concrete.
Yep.
And concrete's pretty cheap. It's like $5 a bag.
It is cheap,
but they're heavy.
They are heavy.
So, and you need to have a friend. If you don't know how to mix concrete right, you need to have a friend. But you can do concrete countertops.
Yep.
There's like $100. You can get for $5 a bag. That's 20 bags of concrete. That's a lot of counter space right there.
Yeah. I did one. Remember that bar that I built a while back? I had it in my garage. I built like that bar.
Yes, with all the bottle caps.
So plywood decking, right? I put some trim on the edges to almost like some form boards, but it was really actual trim. And I made it all, trim all the way around the bar edge, and I put pennies. No, it was beer caps.
Beer caps, yeah, that's what I was saying.
I went on eBay. I had saved probably like 20% of my own beer caps throughout a couple of years. And then I went on eBay and I bought beer caps, like assortments of thousands of beer caps, like for real cheap. And I think I paid like $20 for like a whole 5-gallon bucket of them. Plenty enough to do. And it was all different types of beers that you never see. And so I put all those beer caps and filled the whole bar up, space on there with beer caps. And then I went to Home Depot and I got this clear acrylic stuff that you mix. It's 2 parts.
Right.
It's a 2-part acrylic. And I poured it into the bar top, and it looked like glass. And it was like inset, the beer caps were like inset into the glass. It was really cool.
Yeah, but don't do that for your countertops because you're going to forget about it. You're going to put a hot pot on there, and then it's going to melt and cause a fire and look ugly, and then you're going to be like...
Not for kitchen countertops.
I'm unsubscribing from Steven and Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not for kitchen countertops. There are companies that will come out and do some sort of thing like that, but it's... mixture.
Yeah, they'll come out and do anything.
Yeah. There are some companies that do that.
There's a cost to it. So we're trying to remodel a kitchen on a budget. Okay. Now let's say you have a spouse that doesn't understand, budget.
The word budget? There's a definition for that.
Yeah. So I was trying to count how many letters were in budget and see if there's a B word that began with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, let's say your spouse wants granite or quartz countertops.
Which one of those is more expensive?
How can you granite?
Really? I thought the quartz was more expensive.
No, quartz is actually a little bit cheaper.
Okay.
But I guess it depends on where you get it from too.
Or the level grade.
Yeah, or the level. Because so like these levels, just so you know, there's level 1 is basic. Level 5, not so basic, right?
Yeah.
It's like the top of the line.
It's got like diamond dust in it.
Yeah, you might as well. So my wife, I love her to death, and she's probably listening right now, and it's like, what is Dave about to say? And I'm going to end up on the couch. But hey, it's not the first time, and it won't be the last, right? So my wife, she has this calibrated eye. Mm-hmm. I swear she's like born on Fifth Avenue or something. Like, we looked at all of these different samples, and none of them say like what level they are on the front side. She's like, oh, I like this one, and I like this one, and I like this one, and I like this one. And we flip them all over, and they're like level 5. I'm like, of course. And they're like on different boards. Expensive. Yeah, she like finds the. I'm like, no wonder you like it the best, because it's like the most expensive. Yeah. And so, but you can get level 5 at not a level 5 price, and I'm going to tell you how. You go and you find a supply store that sells granite or quartz, not Lowe's, not Home Depot, but like Joe Blow granite countertops. Yeah. So they're going to have leftovers from jobs, and they may have enough leftovers of that grade that they can't really work with on their own. Yeah. But they can sell that level 5 to you at like a level 1 or 2 price. And then you can go home and bond it together or whatever, or have a friend that can do it, bond it together. And now you have level 5 granite or quartz at a level 1 or a level 2 price. Yeah. Maybe your countertops, if you have an island, maybe your countertops are one color and your islands are different. You're making it pop. So it can have, so however you want to work it. So that's how you can get granite or quartz on a budget.
Yeah, you could do that, right? I mean, you could make it to where the two pieces that aren't quite big enough, you have to get super lucky on this, but this is how it takes homework to do it on the budget, right? But you could make it to where the sink is at, that whole section is, cut out anyway, so you don't have to have that much granite, right there. So you could probably figure out a way to draw it out. It's just like putting Legos together.
Even if you had to buy that one section for a level 5 price. Yeah. But you could get everything
else. The rest of the small pieces that you need. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, everybody's got a different budget, but I'm trying to do a remodel on $3,000. Yeah. Right? And this is how you do it. You don't go out and pay level 5 prices.
Yeah. And you can't be the type of person either that's like instant gratification, because that's going to get you spending lots of money really fast.
Yeah, that's how my kitchen got done the way it got done.
Yeah. It's like, I want this, and I want it now. It's like J.G. Wentworth. I want my money, and I want it now.
Right. Shameless plug. If you're listening, J.G.,
send that sponsorship package all over.
Yeah, we'll do a sponsorship for you, yeah. And then let's talk floors. So you could have that vinyl, flooring down there, right? It looks like little square tiles or whatever. It could be coming up from the sides. You might have, dropped something and it nicked out that section that you dropped it in. You want tile. Well, you can go to stores like Lumber Liquidator, Home Depot, Lowe's. You can find tile at 79 cents or so a square foot. There's 2 types of tile, really. There's ceramic and there's porcelain. Ceramic is not as strong as porcelain. Ceramic isn't as expensive as porcelain. But those are overpriced.
They usually
I know where you can go and get them cheaper.
Tell us.
Habitat for Humanity.
Really?
Habitat for Humanity has these stores. So when they build these houses, a lot of their stuff gets donated. Yeah. And when they're done building a house, they have leftovers. So they take it to these stores, they sell them at a discounted price, and use those funds to put it back into their projects. So there's like 3 or 4 of them. There's one in New Braunfels. I think there's like 2 or 3 of them in San Antonio.
Oh, wait, there's one in Seguin.
Is there one in Seguin too?
I don't know if it's actually called Habitat for Humanity, but it is a I saw the sign the other day when I was at doing my court, like jury duty thing.
Yeah.
Right across the road over there was this place that had all this building materials, and it was some sort of Habitat for Humanity.
It could be Habitat for Humanity because they actually own their own stores and they sell these items at a discount. So if you have some leftover stuff from like you're doing a remodel and you have some leftover stuff, and you don't know where to go, give it to Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah.
Right? Don't throw it away. Give it to Habitat for Humanity. They can recycle it, repurpose it, and then you're helping out somebody else.
Sure. That's a good idea, actually.
But you go there. Sometimes they even have leftover paints and things like that. So you may be able to get everything we talked about from Habitat for Humanity.
That's a good idea.
So, I mean, that's what you can do with flooring right there.
Okay. What about this, too? This is something I thought of before was if you can somehow find ceramic tile that's gone out of style.
Oh, find my wife because she's notorious for finding stuff that goes out of stock.
So what you could do like if they've got a certain color run that they do, and like the certain pattern or whatever, and they've got enough, of it that it's like, okay, this is the old. We've got like 10 boxes here, and it's not even part of our stock anymore.
Right.
It's in the clearance section. I think that's probably the best. Now, here's the thing. Buy extra couple boxes if they have it, because if you bust a tile or something like that, you can have somebody come in and replace it. But, I mean, those usually go for pennies on the dollar.
Shoot, if they're clearance, go find the manager.
Yeah.
Be like, look, you got a pallet of clearance stuff.
Yep.
I got a floor that I need to do. Mm-hmm. You got it for 49 cents a tile. I'll give you 39.
Yeah. Just try to make a deal.
Just negotiate with them. Especially if they're tying up space.
Yeah.
They're going to get rid of this stuff.
And a lot of times people are afraid to like ask for a discount in a retail store when everything is negotiable.
Everything.
You can go into Macy's and ask them for a shirt that's on the rack to give them they might give you a discount.
Like, I'll buy this for 10% off.
Yeah.
Because they're still got like an 80% markup, so they're still making 70%. But
everything's negotiable.
Yeah. So let's talk about accessorizing.
Oof. That just sounds expensive.
No.
Accessorizing?
This is how to do your kitchen on a budget. Not expensive. All right? Let's keep our wives out of this. We love you. Anyway, anybody got a room available tonight? I think Steven and I might be in there. Same thing with backsplashes. Okay. Go to Lowe's. Go to Home Depot. Go to Lumber Liquidator, Floor and Decor, whatever is near you, and find some stuff. Like I redid our backsplash. It cost me like $600.
Yeah.
Because my wife didn't find anything on clearance, but I did like my whole entire backsplash, and it was about 18 inches off the counter in some spots, and then up to like 24 in others, and then it dropped back down to 18. But if you can find some decent tiles for backsplashes, pretty cheap. Like they had some, like you can use like white subway tile, and you can find them for like 20 cents a piece,
dude. So when I the first house that we built back in 2007 over in Converse, I bought some stuff from Lowe's. No, it was probably Home Depot. Either one of the big box stores. I bought it from for the backsplash, and it was this. It looked like 10 tiles, like 10 ceiling tiles, and they were decorative like tiles, and super cheap. They were plastic. All you take is some construction adhesive, put it on the wall, and you basically put this strip on the bottom that it slides into. You put the strip on the top that it slides into, and you cut them to length, and you just slide them into these grooves, under the backsplash or onto the backsplash, and glue it onto the wall, and it looks like a metal tin wall backsplash, and it looked really cool. And it would cost me now the backsplash was probably only like 15 feet long on one side and like 4 feet on the other, but it cost me like $150 to do that, and it took me about 2 hours, and it was done. I mean, anybody with a pair of scissors and a caulk gun can do it. And there's so many options out there for backsplashes that I think people get caught up on the expensive route because of the look, but you can find stuff on a budget that looks so much cooler. Get on Pinterest and look up ideas, and there's just tons and tons of stuff. Go get some some old reclaimed tiles as accent pieces for the middle. You know, you can just do some cool stuff, mosaic stuff. Like you can break some tiles up that you don't have a match to, just break some pieces up and create a little mosaic, you know, and put that in there.
Go to Lowe's or Home Depot or Floor & Decor, wherever, and be like, I just want to buy your broken tiles.
Yeah.
They might give it to you.
Yeah, and they might have like some funky colors if you're doing like a funky color, or if you just want to add some color splash to your design, you can do stuff like that. Yeah. I think it's a cool idea.
So let's talk about sinks. I've been in some houses and I've seen those galvanized sinks that they look horrible.
Yeah.
Right? So my wife wanted to take our sink out and put a new sink in there. So we got like instead of it being partitioned, we now have like an open sink. It's big granite and stuff like that. Yeah. So, but if you've got a granite sink, or not granite sink, excuse me, if you have the stainless steel sinks and they look kind of funky and stuff like that, don't get rid of them.
Right.
I have a friend. Her name is Hope. She is a distributor of H2O products. She's going to be doing a podcast with us to kind of talk about her products. She's got this thing. It's fantastic. This is like this clay type material that you put on one of their brushes, and she showed me a before and after photo. And the sink, like, it looked horrible. It looked like it was like 100 years old. And when she got done cleaning it, it looked like it was brand new, just put in right from the box. It's crazy. And all she did was a little bit of this clay, some water, and it was done. But these H2O products, they're unique. They're all from France. So they're all, you know, there's no chemicals in them.
So she cleaned the metal?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it looked brand new.
It looked brand new. Like, bling, bling.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's going to be doing a podcast with us here in the future to kind of just talk about stuff. How to get some of the products that they have to get your carpets clean. Like if you got pet stains, she's got like this little soap type thing with a different kind of scrub brush, and she showed me like before and after photos of, you know, before she used her products and after, and done. But there's no chemicals in them, so you don't have that chemical smell, you don't have that chemical residue all around. But you know, there's these products out there that, you know, you can kind of resurface, if you will,
resurface, yeah.
And it, like, I think it was like, I don't know, like $10 or $12 for this thing. So
that's cheap.
You can get like a brand new sink looking thing for that. But yeah, it's crazy that some of the stuff that she got like this little, you know, maybe like half-gallon bottle of laundry detergent, and you only have to use like a cap load and put it in there.
Oh, it's like so concentrated. Yeah.
Well, it's got she's got like this little ball that's got all these like little beads in it that you put in there. You know how you put them in like your dryer or whatever?
The bounce dryer ball thing?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But it's for the wash machine, and the beads kind of use the water and soap a little bit more, so you don't have like residue on your clothes and things like that.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, that's a whole different podcast in itself. But back to what we were doing. She's got these materials that can clean the sink up really well, right? And clean up the stove and stuff like that. So
what's an average cost? Let's look it up really quick. What's an average cost of a drop-in stainless steel? And I hate drop-ins now. Now that I have an undermount, like I don't like the because I like to be able to sweep the food off the counter, like, right into the sink,
not up and over.
Yeah.
So
inherently, you get that little bit of.
I'd be willing to bet you could probably get them for about $119.
Okay.
But while you're looking at it, we'll go check it out. Go to Lowe's.com or something like that. I like Lowe's because they give military discounts. Shout out to Lowe's. Home Depot does the same thing. But I like Lowe's because they're more of like a home improvement store, and Home Depot is more along the lines of a contractor store.
Oh my God, they're so expensive. Okay, so here's what I found. I just on Google, I just put in drop-in stainless steel farmhouse sink, right?
Oh, farmhouse?
Yeah, do you like those? It kind of cuts out
because it's big.
This will save you some granite, actually, if you think about it, because of the way that it cuts out the granite. So if you've got the situation earlier we talked about where you got a split area where you don't have enough granite to cover it, there you go. All right, so what I found on here, the first one that popped up was going to be a Kohler. Now this is expensive. This is from Home Depot. It's a stainless steel apron front sink, which is the farmhouse type. $438 for that sink.
That's crazy.
And then the other two that were like sponsored ads were $299.95 from VMI Innovations, and then Wayfair has one for $299.95. Amazon.com, obviously, the monster, $279.99. Wow. Okay, that's crazy because I didn't realize the farmhouses were so expensive.
Yeah.
We'll do no farmhouse. We'll do just the regular stainless steel drop-in sink. And then this one, okay, that's not too bad.
No, they're like $100.
$159. Some prices I see here. That's not too bad, man. Honestly.
No, see, here's the one my wife got. Right, drop in 22-inch graphite single. Blah 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 blah. $299.
Okay, yeah. But so we're looking at $300 for yours.
So you're looking at
the farmhouse ones.
Yeah, you're looking at like $140, $150 for a regular sink. That's not, just your basic stainless steel sink. But instead of going out and buying a new one, it's dropping $300. Refurb it for like $15. So basically, if you listen to Steven and I, you can remodel your kitchen probably $500 today, $700.
It depends on the size of the kitchen too.
Well, yeah. So, but if you use just paint,
let's say cabinets. Let's go with cabinets. We'll put a number on it. Cabinets.
Let's just say we use
repaint them
20 pieces of 2x4 or 1x2x8, right? So it's $2 a pop. So if we use 20 of them, there's $40 right there.
We'll say $100 on the cabinets, $150 on the cabinets.
Yeah, because you want to put a primer on and then you want to paint the cabinets. So there's $100 right there. So you're $140 right there for the cabinets. If you want to put some hardware on there, plus you got to buy some nails and stuff like that. So $200 for the cabinets.
Yeah, refurb some cabinets.
Let's go with countertops. That can go all kinds of different ways because of however you want to do it. But let's just say you have Formica and you want to just make it look like it's granite. You're probably about $80-$90.
Yeah, those little kits are pretty cheap.
If you want to go and get level 1 granite, or get some granite from a distributor that's got some scraps, that's going to vary because you don't know what the size of your house is. So everybody's kitchen is going to be a little bit different.
So we can't really put a number on that one, but no. I would tell you can do it on a budget.
Yes.
And that's the point of the episode.
Flooring is going to be the same thing. Like if you have 150, let's go with a 20 by 20 kitchen, right? That's a huge kitchen.
It's big.
That's 400
big
square
kitchen.
Foot. You can do the flooring for about $400 because you're going to have to buy the grout. You're going to have to buy the compound to put on the floor for the
If you don't mind answering this, what did your guys' labor cost you per square foot to do labor to lay tile?
Honestly, I don't remember.
It was so expensive you don't remember.
No, they gave me a good deal because I did all of I did all of the destruction, right? Because when you're doing stuff, a lot of labor is like the most expensive part.
It really is.
So in order to achieve my wife's goals and my budget concerns, I did like the majority of the back-breaking work.
Yeah.
And so I forgot what it was. I think it was like 39 cents a square foot or something like that.
You typically, I think what the average is like $1.20 something a square foot to lay tile.
But see, what I did is I bought all the grout. Mm-hmm. I bought all the compound for them to lay the tile onto. Like I bought all the supplies, so I only had to literally pay for just the labor.
Yeah.
So they gave me like a good deal on that because I bought everything. So because contractors, they'll go out and they buy stuff, and then they bump up the price. Too. So I went out to Lowe's. I bought it. I used my 10% discount.
Yeah.
So and then I just dropped it off. So there's no markup. There's nothing, right? So he gave me a list of what he needed. I went out there, loaded it up in my cart, paid for it, took it to the house.
Oh, and by the way, if you don't already know this, if you're a veteran and you have a military ID, retiree ID, disability ID, whatever, if you have military ID, you can get a 10% discount at Home Depot and Lowe's year round. So use that to your advantage. I mean, that knocks a lot off the price of some stuff when you go in and buying stuff.
Let me tell you, if it wasn't for that, Lowe's stock would be higher for me.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I mean, I've saved thousands of dollars.
And with Lowe's, it's a little bit troubling though. You have to register.
It is now.
It used to not be, but Home Depot, you can just go.
Yeah. So, what? Regardless of the size of your house, $800 to like $3,000 to remodel your kitchen on a budget. Mm-hmm. Can't beat it. I wish my wife would listen to this podcast.
Right. And the biggest thing, too, is it draws so much more attention than any other room in the house, the kitchen, because especially if you have an open floor plan, and it bleeds into the rest of the house, and you can see it as soon as you walk in the door, or if you walk into the back door, that's usually what draws the eyes, like what's going on with your kitchen. Like that's when I know when I'm walking in to show a house, like that's the first thing I'm like, man, I wonder how terrible the kitchen looks, because I know my buyers are gonna go and they're gonna be concerned because that's the most expensive part to fix. And if the kitchen's terrible or if it's small or something like that, it really makes it tough to sell or buy just because of the cost of it. So if you're gonna do this in order to get rid of your house, if you're just doing it for your own benefit, doing it on a budget with taste is the best way to go.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, so you got to do it with taste. It can't be all like slammed together.
But you can have taste on a budget.
Yeah, you can. It takes time though.
And even if you don't have the skills or the tools or a friend that can kind of help you do this stuff on the weekends, over time, you can at least have these ideas, and it's still on a budget, because if you're having somebody do these things, it's still going to be cheaper than just a full out gut and go. Like, well, I kept my cabinets. Yeah. If I replaced my cabinets, I would have added another $20,000 to.
Yeah. And get with contractors that if you're going to have the work done, get with 3 or 4 different contractors and have them come in and throw bids at it. And then, do your research on those contractors and make sure what kind of work they've done, if they've got a website or something like that.
So check this out. When I lived in Alaska, we bought a house that was built in like 1979. And it looked like it was 1979 inside. But in Alaska, at the price point we wanted to stay at, we needed to live in 1979. No, that's just how it worked. Yeah. So we bought it, and I did a lot of the renovations. But there's some stuff that I had never done, and I didn't want my kitchen looking like Picasso. So I reached out to this company and had them come out and bid. They had just got done building a hotel. And they had a lot of extra materials that had already been paid for. So he gave me these hand-cut Italian tiles.
Oh, wow.
$1 a tile. $5 normal per tile. Yeah. $1 a tile. And I'm like, why are you giving it to me for so cheap? He's like, they already been paid for. Yeah. I'm making a little bit of something. It's not, I don't have enough for a big job, but your job I have enough for. And he's like, it gets it out of my storage area. I make a little money. You're happy. I'm happy. It's a win-win. Yep. So you may be able to, when you talk to contractors, they may have a stash from some other job that they've done where somebody's already paid for them, and they're willing to sell them to you on the cheap because it's just additional revenue for them. It clears it out of their storage areas. Yeah. So there's all kinds of different things that you can do. So even if you're using somebody, ask them, hey, have you done any recent jobs that you have a lot of extra that you could sell to me on the cheap? Yep. Just be honest with them. Be like, look, here's the deal. I'm doing a kitchen on a budget. Yeah. And I need to find somebody that can help me out. Can you hook me up? Do you have anything that you can help me out with that I can buy on the cheap because you have extra, it's already been paid for, etc.
It's the best way to go, man, honestly. But yeah, I mean, with this episode, we hope we were able to bring you guys a little bit of information and insight. We're not experts, we're not contractors or anything like that, but we have been through some situations, and
we're married.
Yeah, we've gone through some rehabs and stuff like that on our own. But if you guys want us to answer any questions that you might have, definitely reach out to our website. It's at SanAntonioRealtyPros.com, and then you can catch us on Facebook and you can do the @ symbol San Antonio Realty Pros, or you can look us up on Facebook with Karras Randolph Signature Property Group. And you can go on the website, hit the contact us button, you send us over any questions that you might have. We like to answer questions from our listeners. And if you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, what you can do is on iTunes, which we're on, Google Podcasts and Spotify, there's a subscribe button. You can hit that, and every time we download new episodes on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 6 a.m., those episodes, you'll get notified that we have a new episode out. So we look forward to hearing from all of our listeners if possible. And if there's anything that we can do for you guys, let us know. We'll catch you in the next episode.